Hi everyone, I'm Anne, the Annevangelical Catholic here, to share with you some good news because that's what the gospel is all about. March is definitely the time for mercy. We're in the Lenten season, of course, and it also so happens to be Women's Month. I know, right? What a crazy coincidence that Unplanned comes out this month. And I think it's very fitting to bring it up because Abby Johnson is an incredible woman. To think that she did some very regretful things, participated in certain evil things, but was able to change her whole life around because of mercy. Even though she participated in thousands of abortions, which is disturbing to think about and hard to even process, and even became director and reached this high level job in this horrible industry, she was able to turn her whole life around because of mercy. And it's good to remember that. It's easy to forget whether we're be pro-life, whether we be just Christians trying to evangelize, oh yeah, this great, incredible gift that is mercy. Not only do I need it, but there's people out there who need it. And being part of pro-life movement has reminded me of that. And I'm very grateful for a woman like Abby Johnson to know that she was willing to share her story, to know that she was willing to accept mercy, to repent of her life, to leave the abortion industry, to gather up that courage, and that God's grace is working in there, and that there is hope and healing, and that there is mercy for people in the abortion industry, and that she's an example of that. And it's nice to know that there is a woman out there who can be an example of even though she was empowered in the world's eyes, being this director of this great organization that is quote unquote for women's rights, but really, to be honest, isn't for women's rights, but for money, and unfortunately for the evils of abortion. To leave that behind, to speak the truth about it, to share her story, to have that story made into a movie, which is, I think, very difficult, because having seen it, it's very disturbing stuff, very emotional stuff, and very personal too, and her willingness to share her personal testimony in hopes that people can avoid doing something they regret, or find hope and healing and repent of things they regret, particularly abortion, and to give people the opportunity to leave the abortion industry with her. And then There Were None organization at prolove.com, I believe, to know that she was able to found this organization and start this amazing change and have this ripple effect. So that's what I'm grateful for this month, thinking about Women's Month. I think that's what I think about, as women who have the courage to do that, to go against the world and its standards, to have the courage to repent of their life and to receive the abundance of God's mercy. And I wanted to put a reminder out there that God has an abundance of mercy and an abundance of life to share with us, that if we just repent and receive His mercy, that He'll give us an abundance of life, to be freed from our frustration and regrets, to receive healing, and that there is hope, no matter how far gone we are. Because Abby Johnson, again, participated in thousands of abortions, and she was forgiven. And if she could be forgiven, then we all can be forgiven and given a second chance. And I wanted to emphasize that when it comes to the evils of abortion, even if you had an abortion, that you can receive healing and forgiveness, and that it is available to you. And there's organizations like Silent No More and Rachel's Vineyard that is there to let people know that there is such a thing as hope and healing, and there is such a thing as mercy. And then There Was None organization, that there is hope to leave the abortion industry, that there is a life outside of the abortion industry, that there can be hope and healing, and indeed mercy. And I think that's the message I would like to send, that there's peace, there's mercy, and there's a joyful life waiting away from abortion. So no matter where you are concerning abortion, having participated in abortion, having had an abortion, that you will leave that life and receive healing, and that you can be forgiven, that there is hope, and that there is healing. Thank you for listening, and God bless. Bye!